Hello everybody, welcome to another one of my videos. As you can see, we're gonna get all up and cozy here. So sit down, grab your favorite drink, wrap up in your favorite blanket. For me, I've been really loving this. It's like a blanket, but it's something that you wear like a pullover hoodie. It's just really warm and really big. Absolutely love this thing. And my drink of choice today is a peppermint hot cocoa. Oh yeah, I needed that chocolate today. It's currently 12 degrees outside Fahrenheit. I'm feeling the cold right now. Let me tell you. I am so excited to do this one. As you can tell from the thumbnail of this video, I'm going to talk about the 26 books that I want to read in 2026. I tried to pick books. Some of them are books that have been on my TBR for a while, and I really want to read them. I just haven't gotten to them yet. And then some of them are new. Now, I didn't pick books that haven't come out yet. These are all books that are already available to read. It's like I feel like I have my list of new releases coming out that I want to read, and I have book series that I'm trying to complete, lists that I'm trying to complete. So I wanted my 26 books for 2026 to be a little bit different, and I am very excited about this. Some people are like when is this trend going to stop? Because you know you're going to keep getting more and more books as you go along, right? But honestly, for me, 26 books is nothing. Okay, I can read way more than that. Let's get right into the 26 books I want to read. I actually have them on my handy dandy iPad because one thing about me, you guys, I have the memory of a goldfish. Okay, I've always been that way. And as I've gotten older, it's gotten worse. Like even books that I've already read, I find myself having to, when I sit down to talk to you guys about the books that I read, I have to like read the synopsis to kind of refresh my brain, even though I just read it. And it's like, oh yeah, right? Because like I read like 12, 13 books in a month, right? So it's like I need to remind myself a little bit. Goldfish brain. So, and these 26 books are absolutely in no order. Some of them I'm going to mood read. Some of them I might end up having in a TBR. Who knows? These are just 26 books that I for sure want to prioritize making sure that I get through in the year 2026. So the ones I don't have, I'm going to put up in the corner so that you can see what those books are and what they look like. So the first book that's on my 26 books in 2026 is Daughter of No World. Now this book I don't have the physical book for. I've actually been trying to find it. Book number 2 is Lady of Darkness, and I've had this one on my TBR for a couple months. This one is about a girl who I think she's kind of like an assassin, and she's got sisters. She wants revenge on somebody, like I guess like she wants revenge on a king or something like that. A tragedy finds herself locked away in a noble's household, trapped and forgotten until she is ready to fall in line. Until the day she is presented with a job. If she completes the assignment, her payment will be something she has coveted for 10 years. Revenge against the Fey Fire Prince, who brutally killed her mother. Is she willing to sacrifice her ideals for retribution? When children begin disappearing from her home, all her plans are put on hold as she races to save the most innocent. With the help of old friends, a jilted lover, and a mysterious newcomer who claims the magic of the Fae is possible in the mortal lands, Scarlet delves into the darkest corners of the world. Forgotten secrets will come to light, and she will discover the darkness extends far beyond her own kingdom. It's very good. I've had my eye on this one for a while, so I definitely want to get to it. The next book is Dragons and Aces. This sounds really good. So this book has to do with a girl who she's like the daughter of a queen, and she's a dragon rider, and she's trying to train to become stronger so that she can lead the elite dragon riders. And this guy who washes up on the shore, who I think works for the enemy kingdom, somehow they end up together, and he ends up training her to become stronger so that she can win her goals. But at the same time, he's the enemy. She doesn't know if she should trust him. Like there's this whole thing going on there. I believe she might have a handicap, or I might be mixing that with another book, but I think maybe she only has one arm. I'm not 100% sure, but again, like I said, I could be mixing that up with another book. One thing you're going to learn about me, I love dragon books, dragon shifters, dragon riders, things with dragons. I absolutely love them. I eat them up. And I read the synopsis for this book. I knew I had to read it. Perfect temperature. Yes. Okay. Next, we have This Woven Kingdom. And this is about an heir to like a fallen kingdom, I think. And she's hiding away as a servant in another kingdom. Then you've got the king's son who has heard of this prophecy of, I think, the death of his father or something, the destruction of his kingdom. It seems that this girl is going to be the maker of this prophecy that destroys his kingdom. I'm assuming that love interests are going to be the two of them. That's pretty much all I know about the book. I can't wait to read it. The next one on my list is Heavenly Bodies. You know the most dangerous kind of villain, a woman with nothing left to lose. In a world ruled by cruel and merciless stars, Alara has been cursed by fate. Alara, that's a pretty name. A prophecy promises she will fall for a star, but that it will kill them both. So the prophecy says that she's going to fall in love with a star, but then it's going to kill them both. Ooh, morbid. So when Ariette, star of wrath, war, and chaos, descends to wreak havoc on Alara's kingdom, she flees her home, the kingdom of night, for the neighboring Helios, kingdom of light, and strides straight into the arms of an enemy prince. Fearing that Ariette might turn his sights to Helios next, Prince Lorenzo is forced to train Alara as a weapon, one worthy of battling against the tyrannical reign of the stars. But there are shadows even within the kingdom of light, and they threaten to reveal the darkness in Lorenzo's past and the ancient magic that slumbers in Alara's veins. And with it all comes an undeniable star-crossed pull between Alara and Lorenzo that neither can seem to resist. So let's read one of the popular highlights. That's one of the things that I love about Amazon. So which one do I want? I'm gonna pick the middle one. I do not just tolerate you, Alara. You are my favorite part of the day. Aww. That's so sweet. I liked that one. I like everything about this book. I even like the cover. I don't know. That's actually what drew me. It was an Amazon recommendation. I saw the cover for it and then I read the synopsis and I was like, yes, that is going on my list of must reads. Next book is Guild, which is book 1 of the Plated Prisoner series. And I've been wanting to read this one for a while. So what better time than in 2026? I don't know how many books are in this series. I do know it's a series, but the cover drew me in. People are talking about it all over BookTube and Book Talk and Goodreads. It says gold floors, gold walls, gold furniture, gold clothes. In Highbell, in the castle built into the frozen mountains, everything is made of gold, even me. Okay. King Midas, oh, there we go. Midas. Yeah. King Midas rescued me, dug me out of the slums, and placed me on a pedestal. I'm called his precious, his favored. I'm the woman he gold touched to show everyone that I belong to him. To show how powerful he is, he gave me protection and I gave him my heart. And even though I don't leave the confines of the palace, I'm safe until war comes to the kingdom and a deal is struck. Uh-oh. Suddenly, my trust is broken, my love is challenged, and I realize that everything I thought I knew about Midas might be wrong, because these bars I'm kept in, no matter how gilded, are still just a cage. But the monsters on the other side might make me wish I'd never left. Okay. So, popular highlights, let's do this one. It's the arrogance of men to think so little of women, and it'll be their downfall too. Agreed. Although I believe it's the ignorance of all men to think so little of each other that will be the downfall. Honestly, like everybody is too busy being at each other's throats that we're not seeing other threats around us. I'm just saying. Truth bomb. I'm loving this hot cocoa, guys. I love peppermint cocoa. This is leftover from Christmas. Love it. Next, I want to read The Curse of Ophelia. Now, when I was first looking into this, I was actually kind of concerned that it wasn't book 1 in a series, because the synopsis makes it sound like certain events had already happened. So I was like making sure that it was book 1, but everything is telling me that it is book 1 out of 5 in a series. The war is over. The curse is lifted. Malachi is gone. See how that starts? It makes it seem like there was another book where there was a war and they took somebody out, right? Like they killed the bad guy or something. And I'm just going, is this really book 1? It's been 2 years, it's been 2 years since Ophelia has seen the boy she loves. When a treaty was signed ending the war and lifting the curse on Mystique warriors, Malachi left to attempt the sacred ritual known as the undertaking. He never returned, and the undertaking was forbidden. Ophelia's world crumbled around her. Since then, she has pursued a fruitless search for answers. When the deadly curse resurfaces only on her, Ophelia finds solace in the idea that when she dies, she may finally be reunited with her lost love. Then a messenger appears, telling her that she alone may be the one to save her people. With her closest friends by her side, Ophelia embarks on a race against death, one that will not only challenge her physically, but make her question the mystique leaders, the angels, and her belief in love. Can she win the fight against fate before the curse takes her life, or will the betrayals exposed along the way kill her first? With the influence from Greek mythology, this debut is the first in a new adult fantasy romance series full of heart-wrenching love, shattering betrayals, and fighting for what you believe in. And then it says that if it's for fans of Throne of Glass, hell yeah, from Blood and Ash for the most part, and The Bridge Kingdom will love it. I don't think I've read The Bridge Kingdom. Okay, popular highlight. You carry a piece of my heart. Whatever happens in there, that will always be yours. I can't, you guys. Oh, the sweetness in these books. It's going well with my cocoa. I'm going to have a toothache and an eye ache from all this sweetness, but I'm loving it. Coming in at book number 8. We still got a long ways to go, guys. I'm trying to get through these. 26 books is a lot to talk about. We have Hollow. Now, I realize that because the authors are the Twisted Sisters, they're the same ladies that wrote the Zodiac Academy series, and they also wrote, they're also writing another series that I think is based in the same kind of world as Zodiac Academy, but it's different. They're writing this series now too, and you guys, the cover alone drew me in immediately, on top of the fact that I love the Twisted Sisters. And if you don't know who the Twisted Sisters are, it's Caroline Peckman and Suzanne Valenti. Oh, excuse me, the hot cocoa's giving me the burps. What in the world? I expect it from soda because of the carbonation, but wow. Okay, anyways, see, the forest calls and the Twisted Sisters answer with a tale that's equal parts seductive and sinister, rich, immersive, and utterly compelling. It's the strong start of an exciting new fantasy series. Don't listen to the whispers of the woods. Don't trust the man cloaked in shadow. Don't earn the wrath of the scattered spirits. Don't go out after dark. The great hunt begins once every 50 years, and only the champions willing to face death to shatter the curse dare to enter. The champions, and me, of course. I'm no warrior, no swordsmith, and certainly no fae, but the forest is my only hope. To enter those trees is to walk willingly to my demise, but I need the boon the forest will grant the winner, and I'm willing to risk it all for a chance at claiming it. I just never expected to face him beneath those trees, the beast who strikes fear into the desperate people of all lands, the monster who commands the legion of hollows and makes our plight 1,000 times worse. Hollows are empty of all things, but none are so heartless than him. Prince Bane intends to be the death of me, but I have an oath to fulfill before I'll let him have me, and I'll do whatever it takes to achieve it. I am Ferris Creed, and I'm going to unite the lost spirits who once bound the wandering tree in place, return the scattered ambulance to the core of its corruption, and use the winner's boon to change my fate. Come wretchedness or torment, through trickery and deception, I will get what I came for, and no one will stand in my way, not even Prince Bane. Hollow is a dark romantasy from the best-selling authors of Zodiac Academy, the Twisted Sisters. Oh yeah. It is a heady cocktail of summoners, seduction, and spirits, set to get your heart racing and feet kicking. There will be a ruinous, black-hearted love interest, a rebellious, ruthless FMC, plot twist, cliffhangers, dark humor, and a healthy seasoning of make-you-blush spice. It is not for the faint of heart. All those who enter the forest are bound to its terms. Will you walk willingly into the dark? Bum, bum, bum. Yes, I will. Take me. I'm going in. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm loving it. 2026, bring it on. Bring it all on. Okay, next I want to read a trilogy. So it's all 3 books. It's Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After, and A Curse for True Love. Everybody and their mothers and their dogs are reading this series, and every single person has claimed that it is the woo of books. Okay, it is the be all of books, and that they need to be read immediately. So bam, all 3 of them on my 26 books for 2026 list. They are going to happen. I will not read the synopsis for all 3 of them. However, I will read the synopsis for Once Upon a Broken Heart for you guys. Because if I read the synopsis for any of the other ones, let's be honest, it's going to give stuff away. We just don't want that, you guys. We just don't want that. If I'm understanding, this book was written by Stephanie Garber, and she also wrote the Caraval series. Now, I personally have not read the Caraval series. There are some people saying that you should read the Caraval series before you start the Once Upon a Broken Heart, but a lot of other people are saying that you really don't have to do it because it's its own thing. So I've never read Caraval. I'm not even caring. I'm just going to read it. You know, I'm backwards. Like, I'm reading the Kings of Sin series by Anna Wong, but I haven't read her, what is it? She has another series that was before the Kings of Sin. It's like the Twisted series or something like that. I like to do things backwards. Okay, some people just, when they run backwards, and that's me, okay? It's me. It fits, because the first time I learned how to drive a stick shift vehicle, I could not put it in first and go forward. Like, I constantly was like, kill the engine. Put it in reverse though, I could drive backwards. No problem. Driving backwards, I could do that. And and at one point we were like in like these suburbs, and my husband was the one teaching me how to drive. This is back when we were young and we were just dating, because I married my high school sweetheart, FYI. So we've known each other for a very long time. He was teaching me how to drive, and I was doing pretty good. I was going forward and I was able to shift and stuff, but then we got into these like suburbs and there was people everywhere, and suddenly I got really nervous, and no matter how hard I could try, I couldn't go forward. But my husband, or my boyfriend at the time, he's like, I'm not going to drive for you. You got to figure this out yourself. So I said, okay, fine. I flipped that baby into reverse, and I reversed our asses home. Granted, we weren't very far. And we took all back roads, but he stuck to his guns. He did not get out of the car, but you can see by his face that he so badly wanted to. And I will never forget the look of this guy who was out mowing his lawn, looking at us like we lost our freaking minds. But okay, it just goes to show I do everything backwards, and that's just who I am, and I've accepted it, and I love it about myself. Okay. So anyways, enough about me. We're not talking about me. No, this is not happening. We are talking about Once Upon a Broken Heart. Okay, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Evangeline. Okay, that's who we're talking about. For as long as she could remember, Evangeline Fox, kind of catchy, Evangeline Fox, I like it, has believed in true love and happy endings until she learns that the love of her life will marry another. Ooh. Desperate to stop the wedding and to heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game, and that the Prince of Hearts wants far more from her than she'd pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. Okay, popular highlight. I believe there are far more possibilities than happily ever after or tragedy. Every story has the potential for infinite endings. So true. We all write our own destinies. Okay, are so many possibilities. There are so many different roads that can lead you in so many different directions. Choices, people. Okay, the chocolate's getting to my head. And you guys might already know this, or that this is going to be on the list, because it's been on a lot of my lists in 2025. I will be reading On Wings of Blood, the Bloodwing Academy series by Briar Bolin. Yeah. B. Anyways, I definitely want to read the series. Like I've said, she wrote another series and I read that entire series. So freaking good. And I couldn't put it down. The whole series was so good. So of course I want to read this series. I predict it. I foresee my fate. And my fate is that I will be reading this book. And possibly even this series. I don't know, we'll have to see. It says, at Bloodwing Academy, blood is power and love is a dangerous game. I didn't sign up for this. A half-fae in a school of high-blood vampires, that's a recipe for torment. Medra Pendragon, last of the dragon riders, or so they tell me. Funny thing is, there are no dragons left. Not a single one. But somehow, that hasn't stopped the vampires from deciding I'm worth capturing. Now I'm stuck at Bloodwing Academy where the High Bloods run everything and Blightborn like me, we're just blood in their veins, pawns in their games. But that's not even the worst part. Enter Blake Harrow. Cold, arrogant, and way too gorgeous for his own good. He's been tormenting me since the moment we met, and now, thanks to some ancient ritual, we're betrothed. He acts like he owns me, but I'm not going down without a fight. Bloodwing isn't just a school, it's a battlefield. High Bloods fight for power, and if you're weak, you're dead. Between deadly competitions, lies that could get me executed, and a dragon-shaped secret looming over my head, all I have to do is survive. Easy, right? Except I'm starting to think the real danger isn't the academy, it's what's becoming in this twisted game of power. And Blake, he might just be the one who pushes me over the edge. They think they can control me. They think that they can use me, but they have no idea what they've awakened. And see, this has me curious because like I said, I read the first series and the main character of the series before this one was Morgana Pendragon. And she raised a girl, Medra Pendragon. But then something happened to Medra in the other series, so I'm not exactly sure. And I've heard rumors that you get to see some of the characters from that series make appearances in this series. So I'm really excited because for the people who have read that series, you'll get to see some of those beloved characters and that would be really cool. And I would love that. And I would love to see them again because they're awesome. Then we have A Curse of Shadows and Thorns by L.J. Andrews. This is another book that's been on my physical TBR for quite a while. I think at least half of 2025. So this is a book that I definitely want to read in 2026. This is book 1 in the Broken Kingdom series. And it is, there's a rebellious princess, a cursed rogue, a forbidden love that will bring a kingdom to its knees. As niece of the king, Elise Lysandra cares about two things: sneaking into gambling dens and avoiding an advantageous marriage at all costs. When her uncle holds the life of her deathly ill father over her head, reluctantly, Elise puts her fate into the hands of Legion Grey, the handsome and mysterious dowry negotiator. He may be arrogant and infuriating, but soon Legion incites a blistering, forbidden passion she can't ignore. As their attraction grows, so do the dangers. Attacks from black-eyed people, a cursed enemy who is more beast than man, and rumors of Fae returning for the crown they believe was stolen from them long ago. After a bloody coup upends the kingdom, Elise flees with Legion, but nothing is as it seems. The man she allowed into her heart reveals his own secret plans with the return of magic, and he has every intention of using Elise to see them through. With war between magic and mortal on the horizon, Elise must pick a side to protect her kingdom. Does she stand with her people who stole the throne, or with a man who lied his way into her heart and whose secret past could bring her destruction? Ooh, see, that just sounds really, really good. It sounds like it's going to have a lot of adventure, suspense, romance. Oh man, I'm here for all of it. Bring it on. And honestly, again, I've been wanting to read this book for a while. Why I haven't, I don't know. Just chalk it up to everything else I've been wanting to read in 2025 that I didn't get to. Because that list would be longer. So let's not talk about that. Because we'll be here all night. Moving on. Then we have Spark of the Everflame, which is perfect because if you guys will have watched my video of the books that I want to read in the month of January, this is on that list. It just so happened that my TBR jar gave me one of my books to read. This one is all about a world that's being ruled by gods and descended, and you have this woman whose mother suddenly disappears along with the discovery of a dangerous secret about her past. And this offers her the opportunity to enter a dark world of descended royalty and unlock the web of mysteries her mother left behind. And with the dying king's handsome, dynamic heir watching her every move and a ruthless rebel alliance recruiting her to join the growing civil war, DM will have to navigate the unwritten rules of love, power, and politics in order to save her family and all of mortal kind. So there's secrets, something that her mama did or something her mama knows. She got disappeared for it, and now her daughter's gotta try to undisappear her and learn the truth. It sounds like a really good book. It sounds like a good time. It's part of an entire series. Yes, let's do it. I found it at Walmart just randomly one day, and I loved the cover of it, and I wanted to read it, but again, I have not gotten to it. I do not know why, but I will. I will get to it in 2026. It will happen. It's got a dragon shifter, I'm pretty sure, in it. The MMC is a dragon shifter, and I believe she's like his mate or something, and the first time he sees her, she's dancing, and then the second time he sees her is in a battlefield, and he saves her. And so then their lives get drawn together. Like, he knows, and his dragon knows, that she belongs to them, and they will do everything in their power to protect her. And so they go on this quest to try to save the world and at the same time protect her and keep her safe. So I do not know if this is a series or if it's just a standalone book. But it's, yeah, I don't know. It's something I'll have to look up later. I mean, it almost sounds like something that could easily be a book series. Oh, wait, no, here we go. It's part of the Fire That Binds series. And the second book is called Blood Singer, and it will be coming out in the winter of 2026. So there will be a book 2. That's awesome. And so I still have plenty of time to read this book before book 2 comes out, because it's not coming out until sometime in the winter, which would probably, I would say probably be a late November, early December release. This is just me guessing off the top of my head. I'm definitely gonna have to add this to my series list then. Yay, that thing keeps growing. Does anybody else feel like for every one series you complete, you start like 3 or 4 new ones? Or is that just me? It could just be me. I mean, yeah. And then Tribute of Fire. Again, are you guys noticing a theme here? So many books that were on my TBR. Maybe I should have said, instead of the 26 books I want to read in 2026, I should have titled this all of my TBR books from 2025 that I need to read. But there's some books in here that haven't been on my TBR yet. So, okay, only some of them, okay? But yeah, it's a good mix, So yeah, A Tribute of Fire by Sarah Wilson is a book that I want to read. There's only one rule: survive. There's only one way to win: run. She is the princess of Lokris, a dying desert nation cursed centuries ago by an earth goddess, one still worshipped by the thriving and adversarial nation of Elion. Every year, Elion offers the goddess a sacrifice: 2 maidens forced to compete in a life and death race to reach her temple. In a millennium, no maiden has made it out of Elion alive. This year, Leah is one of the hunted. An education in battle gives her a fighting chance, but the challenges are greater than she feared. Leah's beloved but untrained sister has been put in the path of danger. The winding streets of Elion itself have been transformed into a labyrinth maze of countless choices and dead ends, and if the risks weren't significant enough, Leah is reluctantly drawn to the commandingly attractive Jason, an Nalarian sailor she loathes to trust and desires like no man before. The tribute game is on. It's up to Leah to lift the goddess's curse, restore Lokris to its former glory, and change the fate of every young woman destined to follow in her path. Every single time I read the back of it, I'm like, yes, I'm reading this. I cannot wait. It's going to be epic. I finished a series, so what do I do for my 26 of 26? I'm going to start a new Lucy Score series. And yes, this is a series, and I had to look it up because there was a few books that kind of had similar titles. And I was like, this is a theme, right? But when you first look at this book, there's nothing in here that says that it's quite a series, right? Until you look at the back. It says also in the Knock Mount series. But yeah, this is Things We Never Got Over. Absolutely not falling for the good girl. Ooh. So Knox Morgan doesn't tolerate drama, especially in the form of a stranded runaway bride. Naomi Witt is on the run, not just from her fiance and a church full of well-wishers, but from her entire life. Although if you ask her, Naomi's riding to the rescue of her estranged hot mess of a twin, Tina, to Knock Mount, a rough around the edges town where disputes are settled the old-fashioned way with fists and beer, usually in that order. Too bad for Naomi, her evil twin hasn't changed at all. After helping herself to Naomi's car and cash, Tina leaves behind everything unexpected. The niece Naomi didn't know she had. Now she's a guardian to an 11-year-old going on 30 with no car, no money, and no plan. There's a reason this bearded bad boy barber doesn't get involved with high maintenance women. Okay, say that 10 times fast. Okay, bearded bad boy barber. Bearded bad boy barber. Bearded bad boy barber. Yeah, I can't even say it 5 times. Especially not type A romantic ones. But since Naomi's life imploded right in front of him, the least Knox can do is help her out of her jam. And just as soon as she stops getting into new trouble, he can leave her alone and get back to his quiet, solitary life. At least that's the plan. You know what they say when you tell God your plans? It sounds hilarious. It sounds like a guy who wants to help a girl and yet can't get out, and then doesn't want to get out, and then they fall for each other, and I love it. Sounds like both twins have a history of running away from things though, and I wonder how her fiance and all of these church well-wishers are going to come about. I mean, he's gonna have to find her eventually, unless I guess running out on your wedding is technically breaking up too. So then I guess that would mean she wouldn't really have a fiance anymore, because, you know, if you leave in the middle of your wedding, I kind of see that as a sign as, you know, we're through. I'm done with you, shoo, leave me alone, we're over. I don't know, I'm just saying. Next is Throne of Jade. Now this book kind of surprised me. In September, I read all books that my husband picked for me, and they were all his favorite books. And his all-time favorite series is the Tamaray series. It's a fantasy book. It's about dragon riders. It's like really there's no romance in it. It's just about a guy, Lawrence, and his dragon, Tamaray. Their story of how they found each other, and it takes place in the Napoleon Wars, and they have these dragons that fight. And so he was a naval officer who became a dragon rider. So he basically is like leaving the Navy and joining the Air Force basically. And so he has his challenges. He's definitely older. Most of the dragon riders are young whippersnappers. So he definitely adds a different element because he was a naval captain. So he's used to leadership, and he's used to planning, and he's been in lots of wars and lots of battles. So he has a unique perspective on all of these youngster dragon riders. And so they kind of look up to him. And then of course you've got Tamaray, and they've got like the best relationship. They're like the best of friends. Their friendship is just absolutely beautiful. And I didn't think that I was gonna really like the series, even though I wanted to, because it's my husband's favorite. And I ended up loving it. And surprise of all surprises, I want to continue the series. So definitely for 2026, I want to at least get through, I would like to get through more. With so many books that I want to read in 2026, I am giving myself a little grace period. I at least want to get one more book. I want to read book 2 in 2026. If I read more, that'll be fantastic, and we'll see. But I definitely for sure want to make sure that at least book 2 is on my list of reads. Okay, next, there's 3 books. There is The Secret of the Sword 1, Secret of the Sword 2, and Secret of the Sword 3. Now, these are books that are part of the Death Before Dragons series. It's a very, very good series. I love Zav. Zav is on my 10 book boyfriends list. I absolutely love him, and I love the series. And so the Secrets of the Sword 1, 2, and 3, they're kind of like novellas in a way. Although I think novellas are small books, aren't they? I'm not exactly sure how many pages these books are. So you have the main series, and then these 3 books are after all of the events happen, and it's like she's going on the side quest for her sword, because it's a sword she had throughout all the other books, and like either something happens to it or something's up with it. I'm not exactly sure, but her and Zav go on these missions to try to figure out all of this stuff with the sword, and it's a series of 3 books, and I definitely want to listen to them, and they will be listened on audiobook. I listened to all of the Death Before Dragons on audiobook, so I kind of want to continue that tradition, continue the series that way. But basically, you have this woman who she works for this like private sector, and it's her job to deal with the magical beings in the world that like kill people and stuff like that, right? Like you have to have people to deal with that. So, and amongst all of that, she meets Zav. I'm not going to say his full name because I do not know how to pronounce it. It is a really long name. Even she couldn't say it, so she ends up just calling him Zav. He is a dragon. I don't want to call him a dragon shifter because he's a dragon, but he does have a human form that he transforms into. And it's like kind of the romance between the two of them and how it all starts. And oh my gosh, it's so good. And I'm actually doing a re-listen to book 1, which is Sinister Magic. I'm already re-listening to the series, so when I do my long runs, when I have to run like 15-20 miles or something like that, it's awesome to just put the audiobook in and listen to that. So I'm re-listening to that entire series, and my plan is that once I'm done with that, I want to listen to Secret of the Swords 1 through 3. And so I put them on my list for 26 because I definitely want to get to them in 2026. Like, this is an older series, and I read I listened to the Death Before Dragons years ago, like 6-7 years ago. And I'm just now doing a reread on them. And then it reminded me that there was more books that I was going to at some point listen to. And then life happened and I forgot about it and I never got to them. So next, I have another 3-book series. There's 3 books. It's Burn For Me, White Hot, and Wildfire, and they're by Alone Andrews. Okay, her magic series is my all-time favorite series. Okay, Curran is the MMC for that series, and he is my #1 book boyfriend. Okay, I absolutely love Curran. So far, I read the Magic series about 10-15 years ago, and so far, all of those years, never has there been a book guy that has topped Curran. Okay, Donovan has gotten close. Donovan from Flameborn Chosen. So Embernquell Academy. He's come close to Curran, like very close. But Curran is still my top. He's still my top. He's still my man. He's still, oh man. Iron Shifter, guys. Nothing can beat Curran. Love that man. Anyways, I am getting lost in the land of Curran. I love Ilona Andrews, and I listened to the Magic series on audiobook, and I'm going to continue that tradition, and I'm going to listen to Burn For Me, White Hot, and Wildfire on audiobook, and is going to be spoken by the same exact person that narrated the Magic series. I'm really excited about that because I loved the audio. I loved her voice, and I love how she did how she read the Magic series. But I'm also slightly nervous too because every single time I hear that voice, I think of Kate Daniels, which was the FMC of the Magic series. This is a different person, and it's a different story and a different world. So, I've got to try to keep my focus off on that. But what I'm understanding from this series is you've got these people who are really strong magic users. She runs and operates her family's investigative business, and she's trying to keep it afloat. And so she goes and she solves these mysteries, and I think that she ends up somehow meeting the MMC somehow, who is a very powerful, he's like a prime. That's what they call, the primes are what they call the really like the top tier magic users. And so she meets this prime, and he ends up helping her solve this mystery. So I do kind of get Magic series vibes in a way because Kate Daniels worked for an investigative team too, and how the stories ended up with her is that she would start a case, like someone would need help with something, so she'd start a case, and then all these events would happen, and somehow she would get into a lot of trouble, and then Curran would have to come and help her, and he's the leader of the shifters. But yeah, like I definitely got Magic series vibes off of this series, so I really, really want to read it. There is a couple books after that, but I didn't add them because they have nothing to do with the main characters from the first 3 books. It's different couples, and so I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. I do know for sure though that I at least want to get through the 3 books that involve these 2 particular people. And then next we have Spellcaster and Night Witch by Jamie. I love her writing. Several of her books have been my favorites. There's the Shadow Beast series. Shadow Beast, again, he is on my book boyfriend list. And there's also this other book series that she wrote that I actually read before the Shadow Beast series, and it was really old too, but it was like really good. It had a lot of like Japanese lore and stuff in it, and it had the yokai and it's a really good series. But yeah, this other series, Spellcaster and Night Witch, they sound really, really good, and I definitely want to read them. I've been looking for more books of hers. She does have quite a few other series out there. Unfortunately, all of them are Why Choose books. I am not a fan of Why Choose. I haven't read any of those books, so I've been really looking forward to more books by Jamie that were not Why Choose. And I'm hoping that that's not going to end up being the case with these. She's normally pretty good about letting people know if the books are going to be a Why Choose series. I researched very carefully because I didn't want to get into this series and start it and then have it end up being a Why Choose. These are all of the 26 books that I want to read in 2026. Again, they're not going to be in any particular order. For example, the Secret of the Swords, I'm listening to that in my headset currently now. I only do that when I'm out on my runs, so some of these I'll probably be doing side by side other reads. I'm really excited about my list for many reasons. Some of them are going to help get some of my series down, and some of them that have been on my TBR shelf for quite a while, and it'll be nice to finally get those read because they are books that I've been wanting to read. I just haven't got to. This was a very long video. I am so sorry about that, guys. I tried to go as quickly as I could. Let me know if any of the books I mentioned are books that are on your 26 for 26 list, and if not, let me know down below in the comments what maybe a couple of yours are, some that you're really looking forward to. And I hope everybody has been having a fantastic January so far. I know I have. Mine's been actually very calm and very quiet, which is nice because December was very hectic and very crazy, so it's kind of nice to just be able to sit back, relax into a little bit more of a normal routine. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.